the heart of the city, Marcus Webb was a name synonymous with success. He was the architect who sculpted skylines, a devoted family man, a pillar of the community. His life was a blueprint of perfection, meticulously designed and flawlessly executed. But behind the polished facade of glass and steel, behind the warm smiles and community awards, lived a monster. This is the story of how a city's celebrated hero was unmasked as its most feared predator. It all began on a foggy Tuesday morning. The discovery of a body in a quiet suburban park sent a chill through the community. The scene was clean, almost unnervingly so. There were no immediate signs of a struggle, no obvious clues left behind. To the untrained eye, it might have looked like a tragic, isolated incident. But to lead investigator, Detective Miller, something felt wrong. The precision of it all was unsettling. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a crime of design. As the days turned into weeks, the city's sense of security began to crumble. A second victim was found, then a third. Each scene was a carbon copy of the first. Precise, methodical, and eerily clean. The media dubbed the perpetrator the ghost, a phantom who moved through the city leaving only sorrow in his wake. Panic started to set in. The police department was under immense pressure, with every lead turning into a dead end. The ghost left no fingerprints, no witnesses, no fibbers. Detective Miller and his team worked around the clock, their office walls covered in maps, victim photos, and timelines. They profiled their suspect as intelligent, organized, and someone who likely knew the city's layout intimately. They believed he was hiding in plain sight, a wolf in sheep's clothing. They interviewed hundreds of people, chased down every possible lead, but the ghost remained elusive. Always one step ahead. The team felt like they were chasing a shadow, a specter that was part of the city's very fabric. Meanwhile, Marcus Webb continued his life, seemingly untouched by the growing fear gripping the metropolis he helped build. He attended city planning meetings, gave lectures at the local university, and tucked his children into bed at night. No one suspected that the man designing their safe spaces was the very person making them feel unsafe. He watched the news reports about the ghost with a detached interest, a master craftsman admiring the public's reaction to his dark, secret work. The breakthrough came from the most unexpected of places, while re-examining evidence from the third crime scene. A junior forensic analyst noticed something microscopic, something everyone else had missed. Tucked away in the stitching of the victim's coat was a single, unusual fiber. It wasn't cotton, wool, or any common synthetic. It was a specialized, architectural-grade soundproofing material, the kind used in high-end construction projects to dampen noise. This was the thread Miller needed to pull. His team compiled a list of every recent construction project in the city that used this specific material. The list was long, but it was a start. They cross-referenced it with suppliers, contractors, and architectural firms. One name kept appearing, not as a contractor, but as the lead architect on several of these ambitious projects. Marcus Webb. Initially, the award-winning architect. It was a long shot, but Miller's gut told him he was on the right path. They began a covert surveillance operation on Webb. For weeks, they watched him. They saw a model citizen, a man who went to work, had dinner with his family, and coached his son's soccer team. There was nothing to suggest he was capable of such horrors. The team grew frustrated. Was this another dead end? But Miller was patient. He knew their suspect was meticulous. He wouldn't make an obvious mistake. The team delved deeper into Webb's life, looking for any crack in his perfect facade. They reviewed his financial records, his travel history, his digital footprint. Still nothing. It was as if Marcus Webb had two separate lives, and one was completely invisible. The real break came not from what Webb did, but from a small, almost insignificant habit. During surveillance, an officer noted that Webb, an avid coffee drinker, always threw his disposable cups into public trash cans rather than the one in his office or car. It was a tiny detail, but for a man obsessed with control and leaving no trace, it was a potential slip-up. It was a chance to get his DNA without alerting him by requesting a formal sample. The team carefully retrieved one of the discarded coffee cups. It was sent to the lab for priority testing. The entire precinct held its breath. Days felt like years as they waited for the results. Then, the call came. The DNA from the saliva on the coffee cup rim was a perfect match to the trace DNA found under the fingernails of the first victim, a tiny speck of biological material left behind in a fleeting moment of struggle, a mistake the killer thought he had avoided. They had him. The ghost had a name: Marcus Webb. The arrest was quiet and strategic. Officers approached Webb as he was leaving his downtown office, the picture of a successful professional. The look of surprise on his face was genuine, but it was quickly replaced by a cold, calculating calm. The mask had finally slipped. As they led him away in handcuffs, the news crew swarmed, their cameras flashing, capturing the fall of a man who had lived a lie. The search of Webb's home and private studio revealed his secret world. Hidden behind a false wall in his basement was a soundproofed room. Inside, they found his kill kit, meticulous records of his victims, and blueprints of the crime scenes, marked with the same precision as his architectural drawings. He had been planning these acts for years, treating human lives like another project to be designed and executed. The trial was a media sensation. The man who built the city was revealed to be the one terrorizing it. The evidence was overwhelming. The DNA, the fibers, the hidden room, it all painted a picture of a cold, remorseless killer leading a shocking double life. Marcus Webb, the celebrated architect, was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life in prison, his own final design being a prison cell. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the scars remained. The case of Marcus Webb serves as a chilling reminder that evil can wear the most respectable of masks, and that the most monstrous secrets can be hidden behind the most perfect of facades. It shows that sometimes the greatest darkness is found not in the shadows, but in plain sight. Thank you for watching this deep dive into one of the most chilling cases of a double life. If you found this story compelling, please hit the like button, subscribe for more true crime analysis, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe out there. The truth is always hidden in the shadows. Subscribe to uncover the next file. More mysterious cases await.